Well, good morning. Dan and Oikos. Anyway, so the reason why we're here, we're just waiting for some more people possibly to come on. Hey, Eric, you want to join in the live stream? Here's the link. Hang on. I'll paste the link to join. If you want to join in, hey, Aaron, if you want to join in, feel free. So this will be a lot more entertaining. Hey, thanks, Aaron. What we got going on here? Yeah, just posted pictures. It's not from today. All right. Yeah, 2.5 minutes. Wonderful. Awesome. Yeah, let's see. Comment on my post. Wish you could join, but he's at work. Departing for a show in about an hour and a half, though. So definitely get to watch it at the very least. All right. Wonderful. Thanks for watching, Jamie. Yeah, so been a crazy 3 years. The post in the Facebook group shows Eric Klein, Digital Igloo. On the day that I did the review, which was not 3 years of today, but it's down the road just a little bit. But I started the group in advance of the release of the Helix. So coffee's good. Get your coffee ready. We got a couple people watching. That's good. Anywho, it's been a long 3 years. Fun for 3 years. I was looking back at some posts in the group, and when we got to 1,000, started 3 years ago today, but when we got to 1,000, just driving in. Yeah, I wish I was here. Wish I was there too. But maybe this year at NAMM. So when we got to 1,000 members, I made a post, and that was somewhere in January. So 6 months to get to 1,000. But 3 years later, we're at 15,000. I don't know what the math is on that, but I don't even have a calculator, I think. There it is. Let's see. 365. Yeah. Where's my glasses? Oh, I can't see. 365 times 3 equals 1,095. 15,000.
Hey.
By 1,095. Statistically, we've had since the beginning 13 people a day. Oh, I needed my headset. Hey, Eric. Would be nice if I had my headset on, huh?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Congratulations, buddy. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy for you. This is an awesome occasion.
Hey, let's see your cup. Let's see. I got a red. Your whole cup's red.
Yeah.
Mine just says Mr. Right.
Perfect. I need Mr. Wrong. Coffee's cold too, but cheers to you, buddy. Cheers.
Hey, thank you. what a 3 years. Statistically, 13 members a day, every day since the beginning. So
That's great. Continual.
yeah, it's just if you look at the line, it's pretty much a straight line that looks like that, and it's nice. It's a lot of work, and then I don't know how many people have been. I don't boot very many people, but there's been a lot of people to keep it a nice community. There's been a lot of people that have been blocked, not allowed in at the get go. But
Yeah. I like how you told me a while back how you kind of, I don't want to say I guess kind of pre-screen people, like, okay, do you play guitar? Okay, that's the first requirement. No, that doesn't just get you in if you just play guitar, but all these qualifying
right. Well, are you a musician? Is it obviously you're in other music groups, not in I heart. Well, nothing wrong with butterflies, so I don't. But I mean, are you in all these weird, off, non-music related groups?
Yeah.
I try not to, besmirch anybody for being in a group. I found it surprising the other day when I was Facebook did their little, oh, we're glad you're here video, one of those things. And I was looking, it says you're part of 200 groups.
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot.
Now listen, you know how many groups I started, how many I have that are out there?
How many?
About 20.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot. And I, some are, well, this one takes all my time. I start the groups and let's see the different groups. I own the Firehawk 1500 group,
right?
The Spider V group. There's probably other variations of these, but I own actually the Head Rush, one of the Head Rush groups.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. And it's Head Rush.
Yeah.
You know what? They could have been good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they
look cool.
They look cool, and they do sound good. But there's the one main difference, and I don't think it sounds better than Helix. That's just my opinion. I think the Helix sounds better. I actually think the Helix sounds better than the AX8. Not better. They're different. And my thing about the Axe effects is it sounds amazing, sounds incredible. But you say you take a Carol Ann amp and you play with that, and you can get in and deep edit and change and twiddle and fiddle and move around, and you get this beautiful tone in your head. And okay, yeah, that's great. Well, now I'm going to make a new preset, and I'm going to choose this amp over here, amp B, and my son. Okay, it's going to go off forever. I hope not. Oh. Hang on.
Okay. Well.
Okay, it's off. He turned his alarm off.
Okay.
Hey, Mike Francis. Anyway, so you take amp B, and you go twiddle and fiddle, and you change the tubes, and you get the tone you want, and then you do amp C, and you're like crazy, and then you start going back through, and you go, huh? They all sound the same.
Yeah.
It's because you're so able to go in and tweak and customize that you end up going back to that one tone that you're going for, and that's not what I'm going for. I mean, even though yes, that's the tone I was going for in my head, maybe, but it's so easy to bring these other amps back to sometimes the constraints of what it is are good. So you go to the Helix, and maybe it's not as customizable. That's good because you get the tone that amp is supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that's superior.
You know what I think? When it comes to the Kemper and Fractal and Headrush and Boss, and like, there's a lot of good ones out there. I particularly myself, I can't, I'll never play one for the sole fact that and I'm not saying Helix is better by any means. I'm not saying it's inferior. I'm just really happy with Helix. But some of these players, you see them, and that other brand, whatever it may be, like a perfect example with Fractal. Obviously, one of our mutual friends, Mark Day, who works for Fractal, he just sounds amazing playing through that processor. And I could never see him playing anything else, even if he didn't even work there. So his tone is to die for. And some of these guys playing Kemper, I just can't see them playing anything else. So certain things maybe are people.
And you know what? That's the wonderful thing is it isn't a matter of this one's better than that one. It's whatever you get used to. And honestly, you know, been 3 years working with the Helix. You know, I got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
I have. That's heavy beast.
Is it? It looks. Yeah. Is it heavier than Helix? By the way.
I think so.
Is it?
I think it is. It feels. Yeah. I don't know. It's a pretty good toss up. You know, I have.
Oh, you got it right on. Okay.
Yeah, I have. But you know what? It sits under this. It sits under this because.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
I mean, it's actually made the cut. It's going to go on one of my boards with the. Hold on.
Yeah, you did that live stream. That was really cool. That you were showing a couple boards and how you're integrating different things to it.
Yeah, I'm going to be building a board that like a board that you can connect or not connect, and it's like a secondary board. It's just for grins. I don't have any real purpose for it.
Yeah,
just to do it.
Pedalboard building is fun.
Yeah, and so that board is going to have the Boss unit and the HXFX and some other things, and then my rack will just be rack with. I've got the freak out pedal.
I have to try that. Everyone talks about that's like a natural feedback.
Yeah, you know what? It can be overused. You have to be careful with it.
Like anything.
Yeah, but how I use it is I put it inside of a loop, and I leave it on, and I set the onset as at max.
Okay.
I set the gain at like 11 o'clock. And I set it on the highest natural high setting, and I have it on all the time, with allowing the guitar signal to go through, and then I can turn it on and off with a loop button, and that seems to give the longest playing before it kind of onsets in and goes on. So you can play with it, use it, not too much gain, doesn't really change it, but it just affects the feedback. Yeah, see, Aaron goes, choosing your favorite modeler is like choosing your favorite ice cream. Very subjective and difficult to do. What makes Line 6 great is personable support. Yeah, that's actually the point I was going to get to, is with Headrush, is they blew it. They blew it with customer support, and the In Music brand who owns the Headrush brand, they have done something in such a way that makes that growth, that brand, they've almost hamstringed themselves.
Okay.
And they have well, just the way they introduced when they first brought a Headrush, they were all on fire right before NAMM, not this year, but the year before.
Yeah, I remember seeing big blitz.
They were crazy. They were moving and shaking, and then they had their stuff behind an appointment only wall. You had how are you gonna? And I managed to get in, and it was good. It was actually probably one of the best head rush NAMM videos. The sound was fantastic. I don't know why my iPhone I didn't even have I had my extra connector, but I didn't. I just pulled out the phone and used it. It sounded really good. But after NAMM, they vaporized.
Oh, wow.
As far as any news or what's going on, hey, where are you? Because they told me they were going to send me one, and they vaporized the main guy. Kind of vaporized the guy that was
kind of the spearhead or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the front man, he kind of vaporized, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird." No communication. Finally, was able to remind them, and they sent one out. And
yeah.
Then I did my compare videos, and
I think when in this market, it's well, actually not just with gear, but to be successful in anything, always be hustling, man. And when I say hustling, not ripping off, I don't mean that, but hustle, always out there, keeping like it takes so much to get your name out there and recognized. You just can't say, okay, now I'm done. I'm going to put it on cruise control. Just go. You got to be working to keep it's like auditioning for a gig. Always be working as if you're auditioning for that gig, even though you've got the gig. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's actually what the success of this group is. A lot of people don't realize how much work this group is, and to say off the cuff, oh, it's just a group.
No.
Boy, I tell you what,
goes into that kind of stuff, and I myself would not even want to go anywhere near it.
Well, what's funny is after 3 years of doing this, I was getting my hair cut yesterday, and we were talking about, oh, what do I do? And, that kind of conversation. And it was really funny. He goes, hey, well, how do I look you up? Because his friend or his son-in-law plays guitar, and, maybe he's interested in what, Helix stuff. And he says, well, I says, well, let me check. I'm going to check Google. I'm not narcissistic. I haven't done this in a while. Let me check. And I started searching my name, and I was like, well, those are probably coming up because, it's my phone, And so I went into incognito mode on the phone, and I typed in Chad Boston. And what came up, how it drops, it like suggests the rest of the words.
Yeah.
Helix, OTB was in the list. I can't remember everything, but it was giving suggestions. I'm like synonymous with Helix and Line 6.
Oh, I know. As I joked with you before about that. I mean, like the people consider you Mr. Helix, you know what I mean, and Mr. Line 6.
Yeah, it was funny is the NAMM tag that I got the year before last. Yeah, I think it said Mr. Line 6 or something.
Oh, that's cool.
I can't remember. Maybe it didn't. I don't know.
It could be a blur, right?
Mr. Right, though.
That's right. You can't be wrong. When your coffee cup validates that. I've had people contact me and say to me, some of my Facebook friends, hey, Eric, are you going to do a shootout video between, Helix and this and that, whatever? What I tell people is I say, there's some really good people out there doing shootout videos that do it really, really well. And I just don't want to. I know these other ones over here and over to the left and to the right can be awesome, and they are awesome. I just don't want to. Number one, I will never do a review if I can't put my heart into it, my heart and soul into it.
Yeah, you know what? I actually understand that. It's like I've got all these videos I could make with. I have them. I could go crazy, but I'm like,
there's
whatever. And I did my shootout video, and I tried to be as fair and I literally used the audition recording from one of the apps that's a Line 6 app. They have these audition tones, and I patched it into the Helix. When I did those, it was the Helix, the HD 500, the AX8, and the Head Rush.
Okay.
And I did those 4 compares, and I used the audition tones, and I had 4 different videos plus the final 5. It's called the 5 through 9 because I was going to do a 9-part. I got to 5 and I was like, forget it. I'm going to do 5 through 9 in one video.
Yeah.
And so I used the audition tone. I went into the front, and no matter how fair and how impartial, and because you want the same tone, the same signal going in, because what happens with somebody plays, they're going to get different signals and affect the tone by their playing style. I wanted to eliminate that, and plus I suck. But then I patched everything through the same IR.
Okay, that's neat.
So I turned off, like on the HD 500. I wanted to say, well, what we're testing is we're testing the model. So if we make the input the same and the output the same, we're testing as close as possible the different models that are similar in all the 4 models. And believe it or not, and this is what led me to kind of stay away from the gear page. Love the gear page. It's a valuable source. I'm not, but it's like sticking your hand in a bee's nest.
Yeah. You're gonna get stung, or you're gonna get some honey.
You never a stung honey.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it is. Honey. Stung honey. I love that.
Yeah. So I did this, and I got, that's not a guitar. And I literally had to do a video. There's like a 2.5 in the series, instead it's not 2, it's not 3, it's 2.5 to prove my methodology. And I did a guitar. I used the guitar into the DAW. And then I did I turned that into an MP3.
Okay.
That guitar signal into an MP3, and then I did that, and then I did the waves that you see. So I took the guitar signal, and then I took the MP3. There's going to be a slight difference because of the encoding process. It's not the same, but there was so little difference.
Wow.
That it's like there's no problem sticking the input. People get so hung up on a minutia.
I know
about this 32-bit floating A to D, D to D, blah 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 blah. Who cares?
Converters and all other stuff.
Listen, guitar, play, speakers here.
That's right. That's right.
And if it sounds bad, change it.
That's right. There's something in the middle somewhere.
It's
my way of, if I did a shootout video, here's the way I would like to do it. I would like to have someone come over here, or I'd go to their studio. Someone who, let's say we're going to use Kemper for an example. Someone who is phenomenal with Kemper and knows him inside and out. And maybe for me, for people from my channel, we would do something Van Halen related, because it's kind of the sound. So I would pick a guy who's a Kemper and a Van Halen guy, and I would have Helix with my Van Halen stuff, and we'd have our patches ready, and then we would each play our rigs and say, here's how they sound. And then we'd switch rigs, and it's almost like, you either sink or swim. And that's how I would capture the reactions of people. Like, wow, I'm playing this Kemper, and this is either really awesome, or I feel naked here, whatever. And then catch his or her reaction on Helix. I think that'd be the way I'd like to do a shootout, and just get feedback that way.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? It's, and again, like Aaron was saying, why can't they just play together? Why can't we be nice? I mean, I'm going to build, frankly, that's part why I don't even, the Boss is great. I don't even want to use it.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, that, and Eric brought something about that people are getting caught up on the minutia and this 32-bit and 96. There's actually something in my mind that I heard on this, that probably because of how good the audio is, there's actually, I hear almost a hiss. There's almost some not fizz, just there's a audiophile feel to it.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Some people are going to like that, and I'm okay with that. Personally, myself, almost, while it sounds good, I mean, it almost sounds artificial. It's kind of like back in the day when the first surround sound was out, and it almost sounds like artificial. Good, but artificial. I don't know. You know what? I despise anybody who goes, this is the thing that just kills me, and I want to go, oh my god. When they go, it sounds digital. You know what? Everything you listen to sounds digital. You're listening to it on a digital item.
That's right, exactly. Like, unless you're out there listening to complete analog, vinyl turntable, an analog receiver,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. Even then,
but they'll listen. They'll be commenting on a YouTube video. Yeah, sounds digital. Oh, right. You know why? You're listening on digital.
Yeah.
Everything's digital unless you're right in front of it. And so the only way to so when people say, oh, listen to the warmth on that I watched this video, and you could just hear the warmth of. Shut up.
Exactly. In my opinion, is if whatever inspires you to play. Here's two things. There's two steps, I think. Number one is picking up the guitar. So whether you're using like Jam Up Pro from Positive Grid to Bias to all that kind of stuff, to Line 6's software, to any of these modeling things on the computers or actual hardware like we use, if you're picking up or even if you just got a little pig nose guitar amp and a pawn shop guitar, if it's inspiring you to pick up your guitar, there's step number one. And then number two, if you're able to use that to create your music and record and maybe sell or perform, then bonus number two. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just we happen to talk about things a lot that we like. It's like me with always EVH, all this kind of stuff. I love it. Is it the best? I don't know. I don't know if that's subjective again, like Aaron said. But if it inspires me, then it's really good for me, right?
Exactly. You know what? That's just it. And it's kind of like what I've been telling people lately. You know what? Forget that, you're going for this, 1964 Fender, with a 1963 Strat. You're going for that tone, whatever that tone is to you. Okay, great, fine. But why are we so, I mean, I know, okay, like I did, I was, trying to learn the You Wreck Me with Tom Petty, and it's kind of an easy song. And I know I can hear the song. I know that the rhythm guitar is very, very light gain. Mine had a little more gain. Well, one, because it had more gain, and two, I'm using my Les Paul with really hot slash pickups in it, right?
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's gonna sound a little, but my goal wasn't to mimic everything. Why do we always want to mimic? Why can't we make new? Let's make new.
And a lot of us are guilty for that, and I'm guilty for that too, because we chase our heroes.
That's true.
It's so hard, and you try. It's harder to not. It's harder to not mimic them than it is to mimic them. But we all need a little bit more.
Well, and the thing is, okay, so this is the other thing about mimicking, though. When we hear the mixed version, it's nowhere near. You have to interpret the tone, because his tone is, and the bass players playing are so in sync that it sounds like the guitar it's got this real bassy resonance to each chord.
That's right.
And it's not that. It's not. His guitar is probably thinner than anybody thinks.
Yeah.
And when he plays, the bass players, it's
accent. It's like a spice on the in the recipe.
Yeah. So there's no way. I mean, it's serious. I actually added a second line, and I made a fake bass, and it is simple. You could get that sort of feeling from that song, but why? You don't have to. It's I don't know. Here's what it is. If it sounds good to you, then it is.
That's right. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And, just like, here's something too I'd like to point out. And, I know you get this a million times more so than me, especially when it comes to Helix, because you've been in the community for such a long time. A lot of people will buy Helix products and Line 6 products because of your recommendations. And people, I know you get this all the time. Hey, Chad, I picked up such and such because of you. And I think that's really cool. It's humbling, but I think what is the cool thing, and I've never really asked this of people that have said they've bought something because I've said something. Are you having fun with it? Is it inspiring you? Because
yeah,
it's one thing to buy it because we say it, but I'd like to start following up with people and say, are you inspired still? Do you still have that wow factor? And some people may say, no, it wasn't for me, and hopefully a lot of them will say, yeah, I'm inspired every day. So I'd like to kind of interact.
I think most people will find Helix if they listen. Anybody who comes along, we've seen it. We've seen people come on. It sounds horrible. Wow, what are you doing? Why did I even get this big pile? My HD 500 sounds better than that.
I've heard people say
okay,
use your air in a lot of cases.
How about this? You know what? I went and bought this really expensive amp, and I pulled it out of the box, set it up there, and I plugged it in. I turned it on, and it was horrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible. Let's put it back in the box and send it back.
Yeah.
How about twist a couple knobs?
I know, it's a lot easier.
Because yesterday, Joel Futch came. He was apparently down south of me, and he said he had an issue with some of the tape or whatever. I says, hey, well, I can send you the tape, and that'd be no problem. But you're so close. Why don't you come up and I'll take care of you?
Oh, nice.
We set him up, and then he's packed up, ready to go. And I says, we were talking about tone a little bit. I said, well, hey, how about I just help you dial in a good tone? So we spent a few minutes and dialed in a tone that he liked. And God, maybe I'm getting old, but I forgot where I'm going with this story. At any rate.
Something I thought was really cool. I want to share really quickly with you, and you probably do this more so than me because you're a much more skilled user of Helix. You've had it longer than me. You know it a lot better than me. But I think people need to challenge themselves with it. And I challenged myself yesterday. I get in my comfort zone. I use a couple amplifiers in there and a couple of effects. It's almost like having everything that you could possibly ask for as a musician at your fingertips and only using 2% of it, right? And
I'm guilty.
Yeah. But I taught myself to use amps that I would have never used before. I didn't get a chance to watch Jason Sedite's video yet, but he did one with the Cartographer. And I love his work. Obviously, we all do. But I've been hearing people talk about that amplifier, and I see the name a lot, and Jason was wowing over it. And so I just last night, I'm in here jamming quite low through Power Cab, and I just switched over to, just changed the amp in one of my presets to the Cartographer. I'm like, wow. Okay, now, was it my favorite amp? No, but I was like, I was wowed again. And I think us who own these products, do yourself a favor and get out of your comfort zone and try a couple amps that you never would try something even you think would suck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I do remember where I was going with it.
Okay, good.
So we're dialing. Good. Perfect. So I was dialing in the tone, and I decided, okay, we got everything correct, but let's go ahead and because we were testing an IR that I have. I have an IR. I'm not an IR fan, but I have an IR that is going to be in a launch soon. But I popped in a few different amps inside there. Hold on, getting dinged. But I popped in some different amps, and I was mortified. I was like, "Ooh, that sounds oh God, oh, why does that sound like? Oh, that sounds horrible. I don't like what." I was guilty, and I was like, "Wait a minute." So I started looking, and this is one of the things I hope Line 6 um, uh, introduces is the ability to go through and set our defaults for each amp the way we would like them as we drop them in.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like for one, when I started going, I was like, oh wait, well, I had a Fender twin, or not a Fender twin, Fender DeVille 410 Tweed USA model.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated that thing above 1.5 on gain.
Okay. Just
one just cracked into the gain. Everything else sounded, it was beautiful sounding. You start turning the gain, I didn't, so I would use pedals to drive it to get the tone. I love that amp. It was fantastic, but 1.5.
Yeah.
Why is every amp that we drop in set at 5 in gain?
Yeah.
So it's just an unrealistic. Nobody, unless you're going for high gain, you don't want that. Yes, and there's a limit. You turn down the gain too much and you lose sound. I get how it all works.
I think maybe they're happy medium or something.
But well, what they're doing is they're just like, oh, built the amp and we'll kind of midline it, whatever. And I'd rather them have everything set at 0 or as close to low and make you dial it in, because that's gonna make the person learn. If you just drop an amp and go, let's go to another amp, you're missing all the flavors of each amp.
Yeah. But you know how that'll go too, though. You can't make people happy no matter what. People complain now, and I know Eric Klein will always get a joke out of the people that complain about presets, and then they don't like.
Don't get started on the tuner.
Oh God, I know. I don't even say. You know what? Let's take a second on that for a second. I've got a million tuners on one of my guitars. I got one of those nice little D'Addario clip-on tuners. I've got the Boss TU2 here. I've got the D'Addario floor tuner, and the Helix tuner seems to work. Like, I'm not saying it's the world's best tuner, but it works for me. It does work. I just laugh when I see these conversations. It's like, really, people, if that's our biggest problem in the world is a tuner and Helix, then we are golden as far as human beings.
Yeah. And the story, because we go back 3 years. This is a 3-year anniversary, right? So let's go back to the tuner 1.0.
Okay.
I loved it. It worked great. There was no fine tuner. There was that fine tuner. The word, I learned a word that I will hate that I learned the word, but the word is granularity.
Okay.
Meaning that's what was fomented. Well, we need, the blocks are this big. We need little blocks so that it sweeps smoothly through. That's what people are kind of wanting. Well, so Line 6 implements the bar, the little bar, and I think we can count on a second hand from the release of the new tuner where the complaints started rolling in about that.
Okay.
So that was the answer to the original complaints, which I thought I actually, there's a tuner video in my back to when it was singular. Right. And I put it up against this. The thing is the tuner is accurate. I used keyboard tones. Yeah, maybe there's some, somebody gets an oscilloscope out, and if you're having to break out an oscilloscope to check your tuner accuracy, which I can't think that Line 6 hasn't done that, but
you're in a different league altogether.
You if your ears can hear the difference in a tenth of a cent.
Yeah, I'm lucky to at my door.
Listen, I've played some songs that I go, I might not have been tuned.
Some of the best recordings are things that are out of tune. Eddie tunes his guitar out of tune purposely.
Well, and think about this too, is there's more to it than that. And I think some of the issue that people don't want to acknowledge is because I don't have any problems with my guitar and using the tuner. I don't. and I'm not belittling anybody that does. I'm not even saying that they're not having problems. That's okay.
That's legit.
But they're forgetting there's some things to consider. For one, the height and the cut of their nut.
Mm-hmm.
If this is in tune, and that's not wrong. Yeah. I think I'm out of tune.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, and that's not it. Maybe because it's cut too high, and just to get, even if you're fretting lightly, just to get that note in tune, it may go sharp.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Now, what about pressure? You put pressure, and I'm kind of heavy-handed, so I like mine a little lower. Mm-hmm. Well, then you have that, and then what happens if your action is too high, mm-hmm. and you fret down here, and now it's definitely out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the natural, there's arguments about the natural distant, they have those slotted or fan frets, mm-hmm. whatever. You know what?
Traditional guitar.
All the guitars that have been done like this, millions and millions of money has been made from bands back to the 50s using it is about that. And then I know people who play really good. As they're playing, they can adjust the strings as they're.
Oh, I know.
They can adjust pressure. They can adjust pressure on to make the guitar sound more in tune as they're playing, and then they'll reach up just as they're continue playing. Mm-hmm. I can't.
Yes, if you and I took the same guitar, we'll just take a normal stock electric guitar. It's in tune, 100% in tune, and you play an open E chord, then you pass me the guitar, and I play the open E chord, and we're measuring that. It's going to be different by considerable, just the way each of us hold the guitar, and even Junior and I will see this all the time. I'll tune a guitar, and he'll play it, and it sounds one way, and I'll play it, or he'll get fret buzz, where I won't get fret buzz on the exact same guitar because one of us is pulling the neck a certain way. Nothing's changed. It's just the way you're holding the guitar.
Exactly. And so back with the tuner is, so if your guitar is not intonated correctly, mm-hmm. and it's not set up correctly, maybe you're getting a little fret buzz, you're going to get old strings, you're going to get different vibrations. And if it just like imperceptibly hits the fret, it's going to throw off and make the tuner jump.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. There's more to it than just fix the tuner, fix it.
Yeah.
Fix it. No. So we can't. Yeah. Maybe they'll adjust it. Maybe they'll try and fix something, but okay. And then when people go, hey, well, this tuner doesn't do it. Well, fine. Use it.
Yeah. Like, what would you rather have? Would you rather them, drop their resources and say, guys, for the next 3 weeks, we're doing nothing. No one's going home. No one's getting any vacations, nothing. We're just going to fix the tuner. We're not going to give you any more effects. We're not going to give you any more amplifiers. We're not going to give you any bug fixes. We're just going to give you a tuner that works. Or would you rather have cool effects, bug fixes, all that kind of stuff? I would take that in a heartbeat over a tuner. We have other tuners. And this one does work. And if it doesn't work for you, try something else. Just simple.
So
there's some good comments there as well too. Fabio was
read that.
It's a real problem is standardization, not gear. Every rock album nowadays sounds the same, and that's because everyone's going for the tone community suggested as the best instead of building your own. Yeah, because years ago, just like some of these artists in movie scoring, like some of the ways you would come up with sounds. It may not just be a guitar into an amplifier. It could be something, some kind of crazy MacGyvered built thing in between. And nowadays it's just like, okay, let's use preset B and run with it. And that's why a lot of people sound the same. And Nocturnal as well said, we're living in a day and age of instant gratification. Take your time and feel it out. That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. And just got a message from line 6.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to, and I don't know what. So this is like the announcement. I won't get in trouble. I'm reading the words exactly. So
Okay, good. Good.
I've messed up before.
Oh,
I think we've talked.
oh, we have. Yep. I know.
Whoops.
And I'm very careful as well too. And we won't go into specifics, but there was something that come up on my show one time where a question was asked, which was related to what happened on one of your shows, and it was quickly they was shut down very quickly.
we, I've been known to make mistakes.
I have bad verbal diarrhea, so I have to be very careful. And people will put things in front of me like Ron Burgundy, whatever, and Eric's mustache looks horrible, and I will read that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know, what's funny is, are you old enough to remember the earlier Saturday Night Live?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay, Rosanna Dana.
Yeah, yeah.
I am her in male form, and 40 years later. I'll be, well, my eyes aren't the best, and my brain is ADD. Yeah. So I'll be reading somebody's post and maybe drop a word that totally changes the meaning, and I'm in there answering them like, and they're like, what, and
don't paraphrase,
and then I'll go back and read. I'm like,
oops,
oh, no, never mind. So anyway, what it says is they are generously, and I don't know how we're going to do it. I haven't thought this out, but we have 5 G10 wirelesses to give away for the anniversary.
Is that the relay?
Yeah, the G10 wireless.
Okay, yep.
However, only for the US because of duty and shipping.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Fine. So what I need to do, and maybe somebody can post in the comments of this video how to do it. It's cool. I mean, we could just pick.
Where do you need some growth? Like, obviously the page is great. Do you do other platforms too? Like, do you do Instagram and stuff like that? Or no, I don't think so. Do you?
I do. Yeah, I've got Instagram, but you know what? I want to keep it in the group because it's for the 3-year anniversary.
There you go. Of course. Great.
Man, maybe I'll have people do an essay.
Yeah, it's the toughest part is picking how to give stuff away. That is the hardest part.
It is, and it's like, you know, and I understand where they're coming from, and it's awesome. But I just know people from another country are going to go, but, and I'm sorry, you have to understand it's hellaciously expensive to ship.
It is
international, and then like into Great Britain. On top of that, then they get it after they've paid me and paid for the expensive shipping. Then they get to pay their duty and tax.
I know,
to rebuy the same item, and it's like I feel bad.
And there are cans of worms that are getting open to shipping overseas. Sometimes the product will get lost, and so now you're out the shipping costs double times, taxes and duties and things like that. So it is a double-edged sword. I'd say.
Well, yeah. Well, like up to Canada, there's actually an interesting. I've had several issues shipping into Canada, and it just shouldn't happen. I had it's sad that it happened to the guy that jumped and bought the very first pre-order of the sun shields. He was in Canada. He ships to the States all the time, has no issues. So I, finally 5 months later, whatever it was, finally got him done and ready to ship. Got his order done, shipped it, and seemed like 4 weeks later, I got a message. Hey, I got it. Thank you, but I'm not really happy because they'd like taken a fork truck and a cement wall and crushed the corners to where it split. Knobs came off, and I drove over this. And I think we've had this discussion on your channel. But But okay, fine. So keep that. I'll take care of you. I didn't even, I haven't, trying to get your money back from insurance. I don't even know why I ever pay insurance.
I know.
Sometimes they're included, but have fun claiming and getting your money back. Forget it. So I'm out the cost of the shipping. I'm out the cost of the unit destroyed.
Yeah.
But I can't just say you're tough luck.
I know.
So boxed another one up, paid for shipping
again,
shipped it up to him. A month later, on my porch,
it returned.
His box comes back to me saying no such address. It's the same address that he received the other one at. Nah, come on, now this is stupid. So I'm out. The cost of one unit, shipping, and now shipping.
I know.
And he finally got it, and literally same address.
Oh,
I did go to UPS. So I had it all packaged up. And I go into the UPS store, and they're going, "Oh yeah, great. We could. Oh, it's international. Well, we're gonna have to open." Are you kidding me? They had to open it up. See, like, come on, guys. Why? It's all packed. Come on.
You know what else?
What's stupid? You know what's stupid? Had I printed the label, they don't have to open it. What does that accomplish?
Nothing.
Come on, guys. It's like,
for us in Canada receiving, the best way to get stuff here in Canada receiving, and this isn't a slam to any of the couriers. Like I didn't even realize until recently, FedEx and our Purelator courier, they each own shares of each other. So those are the same companies as far as I know. Then obviously we've got UPS here. We've got DHL, which is kind of a world carrier. We've got Loomis, who's another pretty big one here in Canada. But anything coming in from UPS, if anything gets shipped by UPS from the United States to Canada, the chances of us getting tax and duty on it and brokerage is extremely high. So if this as a suggestion or a tip to you, if you're shipping to a Canadian resident, good old U.S. Postal Service is probably your best bet to get it here with less taxing on the
and that's frankly okay. So I'm setting up the new website, and it's just so God.
Good comments, blood letters on the big brown for sure.
Yeah. So I got the new. I want to do carts. I want to have cart. Okay. And you know how I've been doing it is I got a link and a price, and they click the link and they buy one item, and they pay the shipping on that, and I can flat rate the shipping, which by the way I lose a lot at times because like, okay, for the sun shield is $50 international. Well, typically it could be 61.
Yeah. So you're taking care of most of the costs, and
sometimes it's less, so it does kind of wash out. But there's several places that I send that to that it's $61, $72. So I don't win doing it this way, but it is what it is. So in the new one, I'm going to be using Squarespace that has the shopping cart. Is really cool service. I'm not plugging it. I'm just saying it's a great service. Well, they're linked up with, you can automate some things through ShipStation. I looked at that. I use stamps.com.
Okay.
And that is USPS derivative. So everything I ship, and I have been really successful. I mean, thousands of products, international, not, but so I want to make it easy so they have a cart. Well, it's easy if you're in the U.S. So what I'm going to have to do, because I want people to buy more than one product, or whatever they need to buy, I'm going to set it up in shipping zones. Yeah, so at the very top of the description page, it'll say kind of big letters with a bunch of red marks so you see it. Like for the sun shield, this will be shipping zone D, large box, $50. And say you buy something small that's only supposed to be $5 ship.
Yep.
And so you buy something small and something big. You need to choose the biggest box, and then that small thing will fit in. So, because trying to get it to add, every item adds $5. It doesn't work out that way.
Oh,
so I'm going to still have flat fee pricing, but the person will have to choose the appropriate. When there'll be several selections, A, B, C, or D, and their product will fit into that. The largest, the highest, the biggest product, you choose that price if you bought more than one product. So,
for sure,
that's the only way to do it, automated wise.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, that's smart.
So, this.
Look at Mike.
I love. Yeah, what did Mike say? Fair to say, for me, over the last 5 years, I spent $2,500 just on shipping, orders, guitars, gear. Yeah, I agree. Then let's see. Sonic Libertarian says, cost me $108 to ship a 6-pound Parker from New Mexico to California yesterday in a gig bag. Blood letters. Big Brown. Yeah, it's ridiculously expensive, and I get what they're doing, but it's well, and I think what it is it really that expensive? In some ways, it's kind of not, and so I have to defend. I'm now taking devil's advocate here. The reason why we have this perception that it's expensive is because of companies like Amazon.
Yeah.
That free shipping or any company that says free shipping, well, somebody's paying for it somehow.
Yep.
And what it is okay, so yeah, you know what, great, I got free shipping from Amazon. Why are you so expensive? That's the
we don't do the
the thing is well, guess what? I'm glad that Amazon has the free shipping because I have certainly benefited, and so have you by this. So it's not a bad thing; it's a good thing because everybody still benefits. So in other words, yes, you're not going, oh, Amazon sweetheart deal. That's not right. Well, you know what? You all benefit. So yes, sometimes it's more expensive. Like small people like me, it's gonna be expensive. So I have an
example of that here with Nocturnal Butterfly. Sandra Lee here, she was making some really cool crafts before she got sick, really cool quality products, and she was selling them, and it was great. It was going really, really well. And then people would come in from China and offer the same product. And this is not a slam to overseas, but the manufacturing costs are cheaper over there, and they would offer free shipping on top of that as well too. Even small little sales would be free shipping. And so number one, she couldn't compete with the price to begin with, let alone offering free shipping. And to ship something that would be a few dollars and a material cost here in Canada would cost upwards of $10 to $15 to ship to the USA and other countries. And how does a small business and Canada Post started increasing the rates as it was too, and it put us right out of business.
Oh yeah, exactly. You have to like my $12 connection tag kit. Now that was an interesting story too. Somebody, and I'm not gonna dig on them. It's great. You got a printable version. Somebody took and even gave me credit for his copy. I don't know, whatever.
Okay, fine.
They copied me. Great, whatever. So you print it on your own. You print it on a small sheet. Well, it doesn't. So you have to. You just cut. You have to. Line it up now. Tape it on. But you have to print it. You have to buy the printer paper. You have to use your ink and printing a whole bunch of black ink on this. You're going to use a lot of ink, whether you're not paying for it right this second, but after you use up your ink cartridges printing one of those, great, you got it on there. Well, now, how do you protect it? Because it's just ink on there. It may last a little bit, but so you have to put an overlay. So mine have an overlay. Mine are one piece overlay. Now what about marking it up. You know, I've got little connection dots that go on there. By the way, you're getting one. I got boxes coming.
Awesome.
And then you've got the and then you got the nuts. So my kit is $12.
Yeah. Great.
No, I other than the shipping and then it's so the guy came in and posted a picture, a user who printed out, and he was just giving something to the group, and I'm glad he did. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to slam him. It's okay. Good. I want to see what it looks like when you get done or whatever. So I posted another post, and nobody's going to get rich on these because it's $12.
I know.
I got the packaging.
Yep.
You know, it's a lost leader for me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad to provide it. I'm not besmirching. I mean, it's a cool item, and people love it.
It's something you want them to buy with something else, obviously, to profit.
Well, yeah, or not.
Yeah,
it's still okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the amount of work that goes into this. Well, I didn't. So I made a new post, and I put the pictures and said, "Hey, you know," and then I put the question, and it wasn't a snarky. Why would you want to do this yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And so some people came on, you know, and I can't say it because, you know, the text was just factual.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason why I want to do it myself is because I'm in another country and it's too expensive. And I'm thinking to myself, it's $22 everywhere else in the world. So it's $12 plus, it was $17.50 to ship it US. Or $22.50. So it's a difference of $5 US or international.
Yeah.
So the comment, well, I want to do it myself. So one guy was basically saying, well, I'm having it printed. You're having it printed. There's no way by the time you're done with your time and everything that this is cheaper. So and then you don't have the connection dots or the nuts.
That's right. Yeah. Well, perfect. Look at Mike Francis' comment. He says he owns a print shop and all the equipment, but he has all the equipment, but he refuses to print stuff for the Helix or L6 gear simply out of respect for Chad. I know what it feels like to have design ideas taken away. And Nocturnal says, yeah, no one's gonna. She used to make these dog collars, and she would have to charge $30 for a $15 collar. And it doesn't make sense, right?
Exactly. You know, and that's the sad part is, I don't know. You go back through time, and I've said this before. There's never going to be another Beatles, and how does this relate?
Mm-hmm.
You can never have another Beatles or another Elvis.
No.
There's more people now. There's more people doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you have some singular rise to such a height? You can't, because everybody's, you know, the tide's going up, and nobody's going to stand out like they did.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Well, and again, that's where we're at with business is where you've got these companies that come in like, you know, Walmart and whatnot. And then they get their products, and it's a supply and demand in business sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? Who's going to buy? Well, in hers, who's going to buy? I personally would, if I liked it, support small people, but it's a choice.
And there's not enough you out there to make people survive.
That's it. And so yeah, you know what? I buy stuff off of Amazon and do what I do. What do I do? Everybody, what does everybody do? Everybody goes, well, I want this.
Yeah.
Okay, and this. Oh, well, let's see. Well, I may not buy the cheapest, but that is one of the considering factors.
Mm-hmm.
But I also look at cheaper fulfillment. Do they fulfill it? You know, is this Prime?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it's We've certainly diverted onto many subjects that are not Helix, but whatever.
Hey, and
It
by the way,
sort of relates.
that's okay. I do have to jump away here in a moment because we're going to get Eric. He's going away with his buddies for the weekend, so we have to get him ready here in a second. But
Yeah.
before you jump away, I would just like to say something to you. Like in closing, as far as my joining here today, thank you for having me. By the way, is congratulations once again. And I think there's two things that make the success that you have. It's very, very similar to Line 6. Number one, and that's why they're as successful as they are. The team that they have. With the customer support, they want to share our excitement with everyone, with customers, future customers, whatever current customers. You're like that with the group. You run, like not only can people learn from Line 6's customer service, other groups that are out there, whether you're into butterflies, as you were saying earlier, or cooking or guitar or whatever, a lot of groups could look at your group and learn a lot from it. Yes, people could fall through the cracks, and yes, people are human, and there'll still be the odd fight. There's no way you're never going to have it, but your group really raises the bar for all groups to follow. You can jump in there, you can ask almost a troll type question, and still be respected. It's amazing. I bragged about this group before I even got a Helix product because it was coming, and I joined your group to learn. I've learned so much from it. I think we can all learn and just better ourselves a little bit from the group. So congratulations, 15,000. When did you hit 15,000? Just the other day?
Just like the other day. Yeah. We're already at almost 15,100, somewhere around there. So yeah, thank you, Sandra. A nice comment there. The thing about it is and people maybe don't get it. Like there was actually somebody who came in and had a serious question, and some people could have said, well, that's kind of trollish. Why are you asking that here? Mm-hmm. And what was frustrating to me is a lot of sarcastic comments. And the guy left the group, and I was like, this is horrible. This is not what we should be. Mm-hmm. And so I posted a comment saying, hey, this has got to stop. Why don't let people ask questions? I can't remember what I said. Let people, and believe it or not, I had comments about my comment of telling people to stop doing that, saying, oh, there's too much drama in the group. And they left because I was trying to handle it. I was like, I can't win. Goodbye. It's such a small little piece. And you know what? The guy could have been a troll, but we don't know that. We don't know that.
Like you've always said, here's the easiest way to do it. We have several options when we're on our groups, whatever they are. You can get mad and you can throw an angry face on there. You can comment, say something stupid. You can like it or love it, or you can scroll past.
Just scroll. Just if it's not for you, scroll.
That's the best thing, and pretty much in any ways, because sometimes you're almost damned if you like something, because, well, why did Eric like that? That person was saying something, and now I'm saying I like that. Sometimes it's best just to scroll.
Yeah. So one thing. Some people, because I was talking about sarcasm in that post, and I want to be really clear. Some people go, hey, I think it was Brock. He basically said, well, this is what and I get that. Here's the problem with that. And you may know the person, the two sarcastic together, you get it.
Yeah.
You two are fine. But what happens is the other 300 people that come by and read it and don't get you, mm-hmm. then they come on and go, well, you dirty, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And that's the problem with the sarcasm. Even if the two of you know it and understand it, even if many people understand mm-hmm. that was sarcasm, somebody might not, and then they come in and it's like an infection. It's like it starts to grow, and then this person's mad because of that, and then the sarcastic person comes in and just they might not even be mad about this other guy's comment, but then they feed the flames. Mm-hmm. It just, you know what, let's just scroll past. If it's not for you, great. And if you want to be sarcastic, go into your private chat and message them and be sarcastic that way. But there's no reason to do it. This is a helpful group. And trying to I'm an unpaid mayor of a very crazy town.
And that's the thing. People don't realize this. I know for a fact you're going to agree with this. Technically, if you allowed this to be this group could be a full-time job for you. I mean, a non-paid full-time job, but the amount of man hours it takes to look after it. Now, I know you have assistants with admins and stuff, really good people, but it is a full-time job. If you were to say, to do it proper, you'd have to drop all your other things, and that would be a 40-hour week easily, just to keep it alive and breathing.
What people don't realize is I wake, well, I mean, I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I go to bed at midnight, and I am on that. I can't monitor it as much as I used to, as far as everything, because it's so many posts.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm available 24/7 ish, minus my little sleep time.
Yeah.
And so it's more than that, even to this day. So it's been 3 years of this, and it was nice that Chris put up that post. But there's, if every person sent me $1, well, then that would make a very nice gift.
Mm-hmm.
But we're at a 0.001% of people that have responded to Chris post, and I thank every one of them. Mm-hmm. It's not about that. It's not even about that. But people don't realize how much work it is, and it's free. I mean, and then I posted like a foot switch, a video yesterday, and it's how I clean the foot switch. And hey, I put little things out all the time. I don't know how much traction it gets, but somebody comes on the post and said, they said, huh?
If it helps one person, that's all that matters. Right.
And somebody goes, yeah, because I posted this before, and he goes, yeah, ever since I've done this, I had the mode switch wouldn't respond all the time, and he did my technique, and boom. So I was like, oh, that makes it thank you enough right there. You get it. All right. So
I actually had my buttons go sticky the other day for the very first time, and I know the reason why, because it's so humid right now, and I'm just sitting on the floor. And I was actually pushing the buttons with my hands, not with my feet, and it was I was like, oh, this feels weird, and it just got sticky. And it's been humidity here in Canada. It's been really bad.
Yeah. So my solution is you take the foot switch and you push it a bunch, because it's self-cleaning, but then you push down and you twist it.
Okay.
And what it seems to do is the contacts, whatever contact you're doing, you're cleaning it off.
Okay, that makes total sense.
And so if it's not working, what happens is even the lightest electronic connection, each little time you get that electric connection, you get there's a buildup of whatever it eventually builds, and then it'll stop making connection. You just clean up, boom. So
that's a great idea. Well, listen, I'm gonna jump. Yeah. Thank you so very, very much for having me. I really appreciate it, and congrats once again, man.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Made this much more entertaining than me sitting here going.
I just like this part of it instead of hosting him all the time.
Well, one final thing before you go, you've got Leo from Frog Leap coming on Sunday.
Yeah, and Helix, sorry, correct. Thank you.
So everybody turn into that. That's I actually do something during that time, so I have to catch it afterwards. Okay. I might catch the first 10 minutes. So I'll say hi, but I'm looking forward to that. And again, find out, because I have a care pack I'd like to send Leo. So
I'll get his address for you for sure.
Alrighty,
I'll fire it off to you. Thanks so much. Thanks. I'm gonna jump, but you have a great weekend.
You too.
Yes, sir.
And thanks Sandra for coming on. Very nice comments.
Congrats once again at 15K.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye. So hold on, I'm gonna check. While he's gone, we got 10 people watching. Let me check my Facebook. Checking my Facebook. Anybody comment? Oh, let's see. Huh. Okay. That's an interesting post. I'll have to stop the video and read it. But anyway, thank you everybody for way off now. Thank you everybody for coming on. Entertaining post, entertaining video, maybe to some of you it was like, oh, snoozeville. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the big group, and totally awesome. Totally awesome to be part of it. So see you later. Thanks, Mike. Thank you everybody for being here. Bye-bye.